In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, B-Up's on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in this sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. There's a love in the air for the game and the grind, for the players who hustle, leaving it all behind. Through the sweat and the tears, the blood.
All right. Greg, what's happening, brother? Hey,
How you at? All right. Where you coming from?
that Greg said it.
Where you
What's
coming
up?
from?
What's up, baby? I was
I
gonna
thought that
leave,
sounded
man.
like somebody. I didn't think that sounded like B. Watts.
Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, man, and many blessings, man. Look. I'm gonna do my best B Watts impression, chat. I'm gonna do my best B Watts impression, RD. Welcome to Sports Talk with B Watts. All right. Before y'all come on in, make sure y'all wipe y'all feet at the door, hit that like button, share it, subscribe, all those many blessings to us all. Look, we in here to have a good time, not for a long time though, but just a good time for a good time. All right. Let me send some shout outs to people in the chat real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Our day ones, everybody that support us, that show us love. I love CC, Crystal Wise Williams, Phyllis Smith in there, Don Adams, MSD. Who else am I missing? Blessings and Budget. Shout out to you. Kimberly, aka. There she go. Hey Queen, what's happening with you? We got Mac Mill in the building. What's up, Mac Attack? That's what B. Watts always call him, Mac Attack. Michael Lockhart in the building. Who else? Ring My Bell in the building tonight. So, look, if I don't get to everybody's name tonight, y'all know it's always blessings, always love from JR, B. Watts, Greg said it. And then our special guest on the panel tonight. She blacked out. RD in the building, and she don't cut no words when she say them. She say what she mean what she say.
Good evening. Can you all hear me?
We can loud and clear.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna hop right into it, y'all. I'm gonna hop right into it. Look, you know we gotta talk about our boy 12 and what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. So just some of the things I saw on the internet, what my wife say, she don't say internet, she say internet. What I saw on that internet, look, man, the Browns was one of 8 teams looking for a head coach. And I started doing some math. I said, well, it's only 32 teams, and it's 8. That's 25% of the league looking for a head coach. 2 of those teams looking for a general manager. Luckily, the Browns not one of them. But with 25% looking at head coaches, and Cleveland completed their first round of interviews, guess who they interviewed, y'all? Just take a wild guess, Greg. Who they interviewed? People already on the staff. Exactly. People already understand. So what you think about that, Greg? We'll start with Greg, then we'll rotate down to RD. But Greg, people want to hear from you. What you think about Jim Swartz and Tommy Reese getting the first stab at it?
Well, I mean, I already told you. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, Cleveland's doing their role. So, I mean, are they Super Bowl contenders? Are they playoff contenders? I mean, when the last time you seen them be that? What's gonna change? I mean, they've been running it that way for a minute, and I don't know if it's maybe some kind of losing spirit on them or something, but maybe it's just their role in the NFL. Everybody can't win. Somebody got to lose. So if you got a product, right, and it's like you have an idea of what you want to do with your product, because your product is your business, you got to have some control over how things move and shape. So when you see weird stuff like balls getting kicked and they just do like some Sonic the Hedgehog type of movement and curve left and curve right, and
Here you go.
but when you see some stuff like guys just instead of going to get the ball, they just run by him like he's a ghost and let him catch it. Weird stuff. Just not blocking people and let them get hit with the third and whatever, fourth down the game on the line. You start seeing some weird stuff. Just understand that just may be part of it. So Cleveland is doing their part, and if you're seeing something strange, it's probably not by mistake.
What you think about an RD? Jim Swartz and Tommy Reese.
Okay, so isn't it correct that Jim Swartz was a head coach before?
That is
and
correct.
They demoted him to defensive coordinator?
On the same
team?
Talk about it.
So now we want to go back to giving him a chance to be a head coach when he wasn't successful before? No. Tommy Reese, again, he wasn't aggressive enough to have his own playbook. He wanted to use Kevin Stefanski's playbook, saying that on purpose. So he didn't impress me with his so-called play calling. But Jim Swartz, I mean, he was already a head coach and got demoted. So what's going to be different now? No for both of them.
No for both. Now look, I was kind of on the fence about it. I'm reading a lot of comments and I'm like, all right, so what it mean for 12? A lot of people ask me, what it mean for 12 if a new head coach come in, new offensive philosophy. They said the boy was learning Mandarin, all kind of stuff. So what does that mean, Greg? Because for me, I'm like, why are we interviewing, the way Greg was saying, some losers? Losers replacing losers. Why are we interviewing losers for that? But what does that mean for Shedeur in this whole grand scheme of? Because I mean, quite frankly, that's why we all following, right? I mean, there may be some Browns fans in the chat, so let me not say that. But for the most of us, we new to the Browns. So what that mean for 12, Greg?
Well, I mean, Browns are used to losing. They know they're a losing program. So we just need to just go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off. The Browns know more than we know that they've been losing for a long time. But it's a twofold question. One, you say, why are they doing it? Maybe because they want to lose. Two, what it mean for Shedeur? What has it meant for Shedeur since he stepped foot off the plane in Cleveland? What has it meant? It took him all the way to the last game with all his positive spirit to start feeling this warfare he was talking about he was feeling. I mean, how much can a man have on his shoulders and how long? I mean, you hit a man over the head like that and he just is, and he just y'all dogging him out. He throwing in trash cans. He playing with water boys, and who knows what else going on. He been calling his daddy about. He calling his daddy. Yeah, he calling his daddy. Like it's coming out some other stuff behind the scenes that we may not find out, but we looking at it. So it's like, okay, what does that mean? The reality, it could be mean more of the same. What else could it mean? But more of the same, more mind games. It's like they get off on the mind games, even with us. Like,
I mean, but Greg,
many games that we watch in a row, waiting for Shedeur to play.
Greg, what they say though? Get it out the mud, Greg. That's what they say. RD. I know you done heard that before. Get it out the mud. You got to get it out the mud. That's what they say. RD.
Listen, you said what does it mean for 12? So it's the same. Leadership starts from the top. Their mentality, their loser mentality, and what Shedeur has endured this whole year started with Steklansky. And Jim Schwartz was part of that team, as well as Tommy Rees. Now, I believe they're probably doing it because it's cheaper. I think they wouldn't have to pay the people that's already on their staff as much money as they would bringing in a head coach. And as I said, I believe they should bring in someone who's a former head coach. But for these two guys that they're interviewing, I think it's about money. If it's going to be cheaper to have someone inside as they bridge and wait on their great white hope, supposedly in the future, then this is a plan of action that you could do while you're just sitting on the fence. But for Shedeur, it won't be much different because they allowed this toxic environment to last this whole year, and no one stepped up to Steklansky to make sure that he changed the mentality. So they're the same to me.
So Greg, over the past few days, look, B. Watts then stood on the table saying, "This who I want." B. Watts want Brian Flores. Me, I'm kind of in the middle, man. I would go with a Harbaugh just because he's familiar with that division. So I don't think it'll be too much of a hard reset. I want to say RD. I don't want to speak for you, RD. Who'd you say last night?
I said I am considering Harbaugh. I mean, he would be a consideration because he has the experience.
Okay. So, Greg, my question to you, the people want to know, who you want to see?
Well, it ain't about who I want to see. It's about, I would say that Harbaugh, if he's available and y'all, that sounds good, but that's if they want to win. Just think about this. How many losing teams have he been on?
Not many.
Okay.
Not that I can recall.
Now ask me how many winning coaches have Cleveland brought up there? Forget players. We talk many quarterbacks. Everybody see y'all. You skating around was really like quarterbacks. We have 57 quarterbacks. Okay, how many winning coaches have they brought up there? You talking about Stefanski? He was the best coach I don't had. So it's like, so if you're trying to win, talking about quarterbacks, you ain't even brought a winning coach in there yet. So you already telling me you want to lose. Ain't nothing from the coach up that you brought in that has a winning reputation. Have you even brought in a GM that's a winner? You keep talking about money. It may be money, right? Like money, like, okay, but money also go with quality. So you bringing in these people who ain't never won, that means your goal is to lose. That means that's your role. Like I already told y'all, when you watch wrestling, the guy come out there with the blue drawers on. It's the blue drawers and high no name brand. He worse than Wall. No name brand, and he just standing in the ring. He just waiting. And then
the boots they go all the way to his knees.
And the real guy come out there with the entourage. He got a doggone rapper bringing him out. You know, he got a cape on top of. He got 3 uniforms on. He got the regular uniform on, the cape, and some clothes over. He got a whole dance routine coming out. He like Diddy. So when they're not no Diddy. But I'm saying he come out there, he put on the show. It take him 15 minutes to come out. Living in a
match 5 minutes. It take him 15 minutes to get to the
ring. He don't need a whole performance. Background dancers, background singers. He come out there, all kinds of glitter, shining, diamonds. He got to take all that off when he get in the ring. Old Button took a nap. He don't have a snack in the ring. That's Cleveland. Cleveland is in the ring with the blue drawers, in their case, orange drawers on, maybe black, plain black.
Now
drawers.
wait now. All of this to say, because that's one of my questions for you. Do the Browns organization, do they want to win? RD, do they want to win?
Okay, wait a second. You know, Greg raised a good point. Now, he said, do they want to win? Does Harbaugh want to win with Shedeur? Because let's be clear that Harbaugh went to the Super Bowl and won in 2013 with Joe Flacco. But once he got Lamar, he couldn't get back to the Super Bowl. So let's think about this. So again, is he really trying to win? Does he want to win with a black quarterback? Because I'm seeing a consistent theme with the, they want Jalen Hurts to go back. They haven't let Lamar get there. This is all part of this whole game. So Harbaugh coming over here, number one, I'm not really sure they can afford him, but if they want to spend the money to get him, is he really going to work with Shedeur and try to win and get to the Super Bowl? Because I'm a little suspect that you only got there with the white quarterback, but you didn't get there with Lamar.
They got a defense. You look at the defense he was playing for. They've always been a defensive team. You just plug a quarterback in just to manage the game. They never had a dynamic quarterback at the Ravens, right?
Yeah,
so far as a playmaker.
Yeah, so Lamar.
They had Ray Lewis
all the way back to Ray Lewis.
Yes.
They've been dominant on defense. Some programs are like that. Even Philly is kind of like that. They are a defense-driven team. So maybe he could come to Cleveland because they are a defense-driven team. But again, what winning coach has Cleveland brought? I don't know. Maybe y'all can tell me. When has Cleveland invested in a coach who was a winner?
They haven't.
Still lose. You don't still lose when you bring in a winner because a winner brings winning.
Yeah, I mean, I would at least go back a decade. In the last decade, every coach that has finished out with Cleveland has finished with a losing record. And like you said,
Greg, as a loser. Who came as a winner? Who came from a team, from another team that was just in the Super Bowl or in the playoff? Was he even on the staff? Was he the water boy?
Was Hugh Jackson? He came with Cincinnati was at least some kind of a winning organization when Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, was there.
Cincinnati is cursed as Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland, and I'm telling you, it's a different kind of place. I always remember I worked in Columbus and Cleveland. I drove through Cincinnati. It's a different looking and feeling place, and the people different.
Well, it seems like Cleveland is a place to die. Why is it from head coaches on down? They're on their last leg on their way out the league, whether it's a coach, an assistant coach, quarterbacks. Everyone goes to Cleveland to die. They just have this reputation just in the media, that Cleveland media, which is ridiculous. I mean, they're so used to losing, they still want to draft another quarterback. I just think that, if the head coach wants to come and win, they're gonna have to pay for it. Otherwise, I don't know.
Well, what has Cleveland always done? You don't get to have 57 quarterbacks for fun. They losing behind every year. They need a quarterback every year, to the point they brought in 4 this year. Every year they answer the quarterback. When has there been a year that the solution for Cleveland wasn't a quarterback? This ain't just a Shedeur thing. Right. Every year for the last 20 years, we need a new quarterback.
And why are they still talking about getting another quarterback?
Line to block for them.
Right. And why are they talking about bringing in another quarterback?
Because that's what they do in Cleveland. They get quarterbacks and they ruin their career, and they don't have nobody.
Exactly.
Let's put it like this.
Hold on now. Y'all got me defending Cleveland like I'm a fan, because Lord knows I don't care about them.
When have they ever had a year where they didn't get a quarterback?
B. Watts care about Cleveland, so let me defend them at least. I'm not going to say it's just Cleveland. It's the NFL in general. They all do it. If the organization is a losing organization, they just think the quarterback going to fix it all. But we know it's O-line. We know it's receivers. We know it's running back. We know it takes a total commitment from a team. So for me, if they're looking at a head coach, somebody that can build out a roster, right? You got your the GM to build out the roster, right? But you got a head coach in there that understands what it takes to build a team as well. Because quite frankly, looking at Cleveland, the doo-doo Browns that they are, shout out to Uncle Steve, I think they need to work with a coach, and the GM need to be hand-in-hand on building the team. It seems like they try to patch it up a lot, Greg.
But you got to pause now. You slid over something. It ain't every team. Because did we not see the stat when Shedeur came in, how many quarterbacks they don't play in the last 20 years? In 20 years, you don't play 50 quarterbacks. The math don't be mathing. How you got more quarterbacks than years? That means every year, not even failing this year, you're playing at least 3 quarterbacks every year. So that means they don't do right. You ship in a whole nother group of quarterbacks the next year. They all play. Then you bring in some more. They all play. That's the only way you get to that many quarterbacks you don't play. That's not everybody.
And it doesn't answer the question as to why some of these quarterbacks leave Cleveland and become successful, like Baker Mayfield and some others, but yet they couldn't play in Cleveland.
I don't know what's going on, but they like to recycle.
It's an organization. It's an organizational problem, and it starts with Haslam. We're not letting him off the hook as the owner. I mean, there are 32 owners, and they're all in cahoots. They're all colluding and all doing these things and trying to tank. Remember, Myles Garrett said that he wanted a head coach that wants to win. He said he does not into tanking and rebuilding. And Denzel Ward said he wanted a head coach that's going to be assertive and hold people accountable. I'm sure he was talking about people dropping balls and all of that and no O-line protecting. But that's what is Cleveland really going to be dedicated to getting a head coach that really wants to win. It seems to me that people like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward are really tired of losing and they really want to win. That's what we need to see. Are they serious about these interviews?
Money. They ain't tired of that money. But I understand as a professional, you don't just walk. Somebody throw $40 million a year in your face. You don't walk away from that. So shout out to Myles Garrett. I feel you, brother. But yeah, I really question, y'all. I do really question, are the Browns serious about winning? And I mean, it just seemed like, just to sum it up, it don't seem like they're really serious about winning. So we'll see with the head coach.
And I don't think
interviews.
It's the Browns. I don't think it's the players. I think it's the owner.
And if it's the owner, then who owns the owner? The NFL.
The NFL, all 32.
The owner is only going to play his role. It's how many other owners, right? Okay.
32, and they're all together.
All right. So it's
they
like,
all meet about this.
It's like when we do a movie. It's like Ric Flair, Hogan. They all not going to win the belt. Everybody ain't going to win the belt. Somebody got to lose the belt, almost win the belt, give the belt away. It's a
and it seems like they decided that Cleveland Brown was always going to be low on the totem pole. Like
somebody got to wear the black drawers. Everybody can't do a show when they come out the tunnel. Everybody.
Now hold on. Now wait. And my B-Watch, I got you, baby. I ain't gonna let them just run down on your team. Look, man, they left Cleveland and moved to Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. Don't that count for something?
That's why it's in Baltimore and not Cleveland. Both of them came in. Both of them came in.
I've been trying to help them out, man. Yeah, them boys ain't no good, man.
I mean, but they ain't the only one. It's other teams you can easily name that just lose all the time.
Right.
Like the Jets. They just lose all the time. That's their job. They got green draws on. They in there too. It ain't just the one dude.
They was good back in the day. The Jets was who they had Curtis Martin and Benny Testaverde.
I'm saying about how consistent have this. If you were talking about 2 or 3 seasons out of 30, come on now. Like
who else they had? Jason Seward. They had a few dogs.
Then your boy the Damian Thomas.
Yeah, he went out there. He went out there just pretty much to retire. Yeah, to retire, man.
Right.
But
okay. So
all that being said, yes or no, are the Browns serious about winning? RD, are they serious about winning?
We won't know until they choose a head coach.
What you say, Greg?
We know by who they choosing to be the head coach.
We don't know, do we?
I mean, who do they interview?
They've only interviewed the two people on their staff.
Yeah.
They haven't even interviewed Harbaugh. They certainly, Brian Flores hasn't gotten any interviews.
Okay, so they might already know who they want.
She's somebody that they don't have to pay that much to. So
somebody who's gonna continue the tradition of losing.
Yeah.
Or until they have the bridge over and rebuild for the next couple of years and get their great white hope.
But I'm saying, how many years have they had a chance to do that?
Certainly since the Clancy's been there for 6 years.
Before that,
not longer. Exactly.
So it's like, you look at history. You want to look at a winning program. Look at the history of the program.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Winning programs have a history. Like we don't want to talk about Georgia, like in college. We want to talk about even Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh they don't lose. Right. They have never been a losing program, really, even before Thomason. So it's like they have historically been a good program. Even the Dallas Cowboys have historically been a winning, 49ers historically been a winning program. It's so certain programs have historically consistently went to the Super Bowl, consistently went to the playoff, and certain teams have historically been losers.
Sounds like the 32 owners. Sounds like they've all met about this.
I knew they weren't serious, and I was like, look, man, the fix must be in. You interviewing Tommy Rees? Brother just became an offensive coordinator like 5 years ago. Like, what experience does he have leading a team? But I guess you don't do your due diligence, right? But I don't think that's an interview that was warranted. But nevertheless, my wifey, she showed me something interesting. It was at the end of the Cleveland Browns game against the Bengals. And then, everybody looking for the quarterbacks to embrace and say something. And Shedeur and Joe Burrow, they embraced. And Shedeur said, hey, bruh, I'm going to link up. I got to hit you up. I'm going to link up with you. So what y'all think that means? Let's talk about what y'all think, because I think I know what that means. What y'all think that means? What you think that means, RD? Look, I got to link up with you.
That means that he probably already has him on speed dial, and he's going to contact him and figure out how they can talk about things during the off season, maybe get together, possibly. But basically, he needs to talk to people who've been around for at least a couple of years to try to figure out some things about the game. But it sounds like to me that's not the first time he's probably tried to hook up with him.
I mean,
what you say, Greg?
I mean, it's not football again. Is it not a fraternity, the Shield? It's like when you part of the same fraternity, those guys do show you the ropes. Was not Jalen Hurts robbing him around on the cart when they told him to fake like he was hurt that first time? And he went and miraculously hurt his shoulder. And then he had to sit out and let Dylan Gabriel play before the later he had the ribs or whatever. He was back. Jalen Hurts was showing him the ropes. Like, hey, man, this is how we got to do, man. We got to be ready to throw these games. We got to be able to look like we want to win when we want to lose. And, even when we want to win, sometimes it ain't in our control. It ain't got nothing to do with talent. I'm letting you know the game. So we're going to lose some games that we're really supposed to win. And it's not about you. It's about the Shield. It's this show we put on.
That's right.
Sometimes you got to be on the team to wear the black drawers with no name on it. Sometimes you got to be that in your career. So later on, the Shield going to see you've been honorable and respectable, and they can give you a Super Bowl.
They can hoist you up at the end, huh? Give you
like Peyton Manning. Here you go. Peyton Manning out there like a robot. He come out there on the last leg. We got to get Peyton this one more Super Bowl. He out there. Just running through folks all the way to the Super Bowl. His whole neck can't even turn. That's how I do, man. He gonna get it.
You gotta play the game. You gotta play the game.
Play the game. Gotta play the game, man. Gotta play the game. And then look, some closure to the Browns, right? I read today that they apprehended the people that broke into Shedeur house.
The burglars.
So I was like, look at God. Burglars apprehended in custody. They got them.
Well, step one. One is outstanding. 3.
Oh, one is out. 3 of the 4. 3 of the 4. Okay. In due time, they'll get them. You got 3 of them. Some from Georgia.
Yes, from Georgia. They drove 22 hours.
They in ATL. They don't took a trip to go rob some bags.
Isn't that 22-hour drive? A 22-hour drive to go and do something like that.
I told y'all, man, it's some Georgia boy. You gotta watch out for. I mean, look, Greg and BY straight, but
they homeboy had a crib up in Cleveland, so they were like, shoot, let's just go ahead and what should do stay at again?
Look, I would just go on the record and say nobody from Texas, the great state, would ever think to go and take advantage of one of our own Texas natives in Shedeur Center. That's just
Texas too far away.
Texas.
Texas ain't gonna drive all the way there to Cleveland and do it, but they would drive like the St. Louis, Mississippi, or something closer.
Yeah, but I saw that, man. I was like, at least it's coming to a conclusion, right? 3 out of the 4, over $200,000 worth of property taken from 12's possession of property taken from him. So I was like, at least we can kind of get some closure of that, because you got 3 out of 4. They gonna talk about that other 4th person. And then
the first one that talks is gonna get the best deal. So I hope they tell the truth about who set that up and who paid them.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they had it. They knew where it was. They knew where he was gonna be.
The timing,
And it's part of that mental warfare that I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff, that's going on that take him out. He had just started playing, that was like his second game he played or something like that.
right? And what a great alibi to have someone from people from Georgia, so you don't have any local people. It reminds me of the mafia getting people from another state to come and do their dirty work.
Yeah, somebody was bragging. Somebody was wearing one of them bags. Boy, this is Shedeur bag right here. Shedeur. What you mean Shedeur? Shedeur bag. When my homeboy gave me Shedeur bag. I guarantee that's how it happened. Because how you get all these weeks later? It's like you in Georgia. Like that's the whole point of being in Georgia. Like you down there tomorrow, you got Shedeur bags. I'm selling this bag from Shedeur. Selling it, telling it's from Shedeur. Just got caught.
But yeah, I thought that was crazy, man. I said, well, look, they got him, so some closure to come to it, man. But look, shout out to 12, man. Cleveland. Better luck next year. As far as everything and all the goings on. But it'd be real interesting to see the rest of the coaching candidates that they decide to interview. I kind of looked around to see if I can find a hard list, but a lot of the sports Cleveland media, they didn't have a hard list. It was just a lot of, speculative type of things. So I didn't want to bring that to the table.
There was another name that popped up today. Did you all hear the name of Mike McDaniel from Miami Dolphins? That just lost his head coaching job for consideration for the Browns. What do you all think of that?
Well, I had told y'all that they was gonna just swap losers. I told y'all that when they were like Miami coach. I said, I guess he's gonna be the next coach they fire him. He gonna be the next coach for the Browns, or Stefanski gonna be down there in Miami because they gotta continue to losing. See, what you can't do is start winning and you're a loser because that's gonna throw everything off. They'll swap coaches, but the scheme is still the same. And you're gonna notice the same teams go to the playoff every year. They go to they go to the Super Bowl on there every other year. They have the games at the same stadiums rotating, same cities. In New Orleans, the Super Bowl like 20 times in New Orleans, like nobody else can hold the Super Bowl. In Atlanta, like a third place. So it's like you start looking at stuff, you be like, they got carry the one. They got like 30-some teams, but Super Bowl be at like 5 places. Like
they tried to do the Super Bowl in New York. It was too cold. Nobody wanted to be out there.
But, nobody wants to have a Super Bowl cold. But it's some Southern teams. It's other Southern teams and stuff, So you got like Arizona don't have a few, New Orleans don't have a few, Atlanta don't have a few, Miami don't have a couple, and then but now Vegas again, they got their little dome. But I'm just saying you got other Southern teams, but you ain't gonna go to all of them.
Ain't nobody trying to go to no Super Bowl in Jacksonville or Tennessee. Come on. Well, let me not
say Jacksonville, but
Jacksonville's small. But I think Jacksonville could throw a good party. I done been down there a few times. They got a lot of good people, and they know how to party. Tennessee, outside of that main little strip they got there in Tennessee, who trying to go to Tennessee for the Super Bowl, Greg? You keep it real.
What about North Carolina? Where you at?
Nah, man. These people too bougie out here, man. They don't know how to party out there in Charlotte. They don't, man. They don't. They don't.
They had
I guarantee you, playoff game, they won't even sell out the stadium for their own Panthers team. Shout out to J5, Jimmy Horn, Jay Fleazy, man. But they probably not even gonna sell out the playoff game out there in Charlotte, man. Just keeping it real with you. And that's crazy. But and it be cold out. It be cold in February, Greg, out here in Charlotte, man. So, it may be just a little bit too cold. Man.
All I'm saying is this. It's funny how the same teams always be in the playoff and the same teams be losing. And they change coaches and they change players. And it's like, it is losing.
It is what it is. But that's it for Cleveland, man. Look, hopefully the next coaching hire will be the best hire for that organization and what that means for 12. Because if not, man, they bring in some Rudy Poo. Man, go ahead and get our boy up out of there for sure. But moving on to Colorado and Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. And this transfer portal, it's portaling. And in my best Greg said it impression, you always say it, Greg, the portal give it, and the portal will take it away. So we saw the take it away part. Now we in the giving season. What you feel about this portal so far, Greg?
Well, this is the dangerous thing about Colorado. Like every year, we sold, right? Last year we tried to sell. Coach Prime tried to sell us that was the best team ever, right? I wasn't all the way to convince. Yeah, I didn't do no like. I felt like I don't know, like I didn't do no real like how we try to say the record. What's the record predictions? I just couldn't like really see. But I'm gonna tell you
Time
something.
out, man. You was salt shaking with all
No,
those teams. Come
you know
on
what?
now, dog.
I
Come
just
on
salt shake.
now.
I just salt shake.
Call them out,
But
chat. Call them out,
hold
chat.
on. B Watts was the salt shaker. But I do feel like if Salt Shaker was what they said he was, the team would have been better. Now I'm gonna tell you something I can say this year that I couldn't say last year. This team definitely is going to be better than last year. This probably going to be the best team for real. And this is why I'll tell you why. Because I'm the guy who always talk about linebackers, right?
Okay.
About linebackers, right? This is going to be the best linebacker core Colorado has had. Easily. It's because of production. They're going to have the depth. They got young guys who can come in and play. They got 2-3 guys who can. We put it like this: the best year we had one really good linebacker. That was Hill Green, who came from
Hill Green.
You're gonna have at least 2 to 3 Hill Greens playing this year. That's gonna change. You got a couple plug guys that can play similar to block bully in the middle. So the defense is gonna emulate what was there the year before, because you're going to have actual real linebackers who actually know how to play the position, who don't run in the wrong hole like they Stevie Wonder, who actually go where the ball is, who can play. Last year, you had them 2 lightweight linebackers. I kept saying French. I kept saying French. He get in the weight room. He left.
You said that. You said it.
And the other guy, Hughes, whatever, I'm like, his stats look good and all that, but I'm like, I don't know. But that's the only 2 guys they brought in. They brought Mayers, whatever. He played later. But I was like, the linebacker room, in the secondary room, we questioned that. Byard didn't start playing late. So I knew, I was like, I don't know about the secondary. We'll see. This group they don't brought in already. The cornerbacks they don't brought in, more similar to like what you had in the hood, like physicality. I ain't really seen that in the safety room yet. But just what you got at linebacker, and you got some pluggers in the middle. The reason why that's important, I'm gonna go ahead and say my piece for it. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Y'all said last year Colorado was so bad in the conference. Well, how they gonna win this? They gonna win 5 games. Let me tell you something. Colorado was hot garbage in tackling because their linebackers was non-existent. If you make it through the first level, it's whatever.
Curtains, yeah.
Whatever.
Curtains.
So your linebackers was not present, and they was just horrible. And they defensive backs, they didn't have a clue. Like they can do not even a trick play, and they're just wide open. They didn't know their coverages. We said they didn't watch film, whatever. But this is why Colorado's gonna be dangerous, because I keep saying, I say it in the chat group. All they got to do is take care of their defense, because the offense is gonna be hot. The offense is gonna be the best offense we don't see, even better when Shedeur was there, because the type of offense they got. He bringing in all speed guys. He brought in one from Sacramento. He brought in one from Miami, the other one from San Jose. You still got Trackhawk there. You still got somebody like a Harris there. You got some other receivers we ain't even talking about. You still got JoJo. Juju gonna be better. I mean, your line is gonna be better because the scheme is gonna be better, but you got better linemen coming in. The offense is going to be better. All I wanted to be concerned about is the defense going to be, making this a shootout every game. I see the linebackers they bringing in. What else can we say? So the portal already did, and they probably got 20, 30 more players coming. They had about 60 players in the portal. So now they can just do overkill at this point.
RD, the portal give it and it take it away. We are in the giveth phase. So how you feel about it so far?
I am not focused on the portal. I'm focused on the coaching. I agree with everything that Greg said about the portal. Who comes in, who goes out, I'm not concerned about. It's the coaching. And I agree that offense will be fine with this new offensive coordinator. He seems to be pretty impressive. But it's the coaching, because on the defense this past year, they did not know what they were doing. It looked like they were playing like Little League or something. I'd never seen such horrible defense. And it looked like they weren't watching film. They didn't know what they were doing, or they didn't even care to win. I don't know what I was saying. It was crazy. I think the coaching is the key, not who comes, but how are they going to be coached? And are they going to be people who are hungry to win? That's what I didn't see this past year. The people on Colorado, the players did not look like they wanted to win. They didn't look hungry. They didn't look motivated. I just don't know. So for me, I'm still waiting on the portal. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the coaching.
I do agree with that, because I was waiting on Livingston to leave, and I'm hearing a lot of players say, "Yeah, Coach Livingston is," and he's still there. And one thing I had about Livingston I didn't like the last year and a half. I was at that game at Kansas State, and this year before, I was at the Kansas State. What was that? Was the year before, right? And he started doing this thing where he put everybody on the line. Now, we know, if you listen to me be watched earlier that year, we was like, oh, positionless defense. Everybody gonna line up. That's the thing. Everybody line up on the line. You don't know who coming, who going. But he never went into it. He lined everybody up, and they actually came and then get home. And then have no gap, didn't have no gap integrity. And then the man just run right by him and he gone. And so it's like, I'm saying, like, you gonna not get them the quarterback and then the read. You ain't gonna drop nobody, 2-3 guys. You ain't gonna drop nobody around and back so they can't keep throwing these slants. And you're not gonna give them nothing. You just gonna keep lining up and they ain't getting home. So that's the only thing I didn't like about Livingston. And I definitely didn't like the way he had Hood in the game. I didn't have Hood in the game and had Hodge out there, and they got burnt. That's why they lost to Kansas State 2 years ago. It was some decisions I seen even his first year that I'm like, they were winning because they were better than most teams. But the games they were losing, I was like, what kind of defensive scheme? Then he came back this past season and he did the same thing. Put all the linebackers on the outside like they were edge rushers outside of the edge rushers. You ain't going to know where they get the quarterback. Quarterback step back, run right up the middle. He step back, run right up the middle with your weak interior. You know your interior weak. If anything, put both of your linebackers over the middle. You see what I'm saying? Not put them on the edge. They never get to the quarterback, and they everything coming up the middle off top. Nobody trying to jet sweep you. So it's like, if anything, put them up the middle and just plug the middle. They weren't doing that. So I don't know what to trust about Livingston. That's one thing I will say honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Livingston should go.
Dang, look, he can't go nowhere but up. I'll say that. He can't go nowhere but up. But
up to the NFL. He might go to the Browns.
Yeah, where all the losers go, NFL. That's exactly right. Yeah, you can fail up to the NFL. They love that.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere he can go but up.
He came from the losing Browns, them Cincinnati Bengals. He came from. It's hot and cold.
That explains it.
I'm not. Wait, hold on. Time out, man.
Okay. Since when the Bengals, they had a couple good years. They had a couple good years.
A little bit now. I'll take it for Coach Livingston a little bit. What I would say is, you're right. The Bengals organization was probably bad under his stint. A lot, right?
Ask Pico. Ask Pico how many playoffs he went to all them years in Cincinnati.
He probably went to a few. AJ Green and Andy Dalton, they got there. They just couldn't get out the first round. My recollection.
A few. Everybody brag about his 4 career. 5. How long did he play in the NFL?
15 years.
And about 13 of them was in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he went to the playoffs. I want to say like 8 times or something like that. And then one of his teachers, he played 15 years and went to the 8. Look, man, I'm just going off my own recollection. I'll put it in the chat. But I want to say that's what Coach Pecco said. 15 years and he went like 8 years. But all of Cincinnati. No, I'm talking about for Coach Pecco, because he didn't play his whole year. I mean, he didn't play his whole NFL career.
But he played most of it in Cincinnati, and they did not go to the playoffs when he was there.
Yeah, Man, they was getting there a lot, man. A lot of wild cards with Andy Dalton, AJ Green,
Andy
when they had
Dalton. How
Cedric
many years did Andy
Benson.
Dalton go to the playoff?
It went a few times, man. Who was the what's the name of the black coach that was there?
I remember 1 or 2 good seasons with Andy Dalton.
Man, what's the name of the black coach that was there? He was like the longest tenured coach there. Black guy. Somebody in the chat, help me out. I forget his name. Ocho Cinco always talk about him. Ocho Cinco always talk about him. He was a great
Ocho
coach.
Cinco was there. He know he ain't going to no playoff.
No, but I'm just saying that coach actually got them to the playoffs quite a few times.
That's why I was like excited because
his last name Lewis. Last name Lewis. Chat, help me out. Marvin Lewis. Hey, Marvin Lewis, baby. Yeah. Shout out to Alan GH in the chat, man. Marvin Lewis. He got him to the playoffs a few times, man. But look, and a few can be 4 or 5, Greg. I ain't talking about a lot.
I don't even think they got 4 or 5
times, man. But nevertheless, man, look, transfer portal give it, transfer portal take it away. What position group still needs to be addressed in this transfer portal situation? What position group y'all think?
Defensive lineman. I mean,
more defensive lineman. Okay. I want 22 players signed. 23 because I think they just signed a kicker. So let me correct myself. 23. And I want to say out of the 23, they've signed 10 defensive linemen. So you say we need a few more. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm with you. What you say, Greg? It's Marvin Lewis, dog. They got to the playoffs. Come on, Greg.
No, I was looking at their record. So they had a little run between 2011 and 2015. They lost in the wild card.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah,
that's why I just said a few. Yeah, did I not say a few?
Yeah, you said a few.
Out of his 15, you got. You got your 4-5. They're gonna have to do defensive line. They're gonna have to do offensive line. I mean, offensive line is gonna be critical because hopefully they don't have that sexy Swavey bug going on again. This is where everybody
Lord, man. Come on, Coach Swavey good.
Because boy, they were hurt. I don't remember the men hurt like that. Like they was hurt up. Like people who didn't even play would get hurt. They would get hurt on the bench. They would get hurt like Shedeur. They was getting hurt with no PT. They was getting hurt. I don't know what I said. They had Tyler Brown hurt. He ain't played since 2 years
come
ago.
on, man. Hey, shout out Tyler Brown, man.
Tyler Brown got hurt so bad he don't found a 10th year eligibility. Like I thought he was fighting to play. He'll hit the transfer portal. I'm like, how many years he got?
Man, he working on his master. He may probably working on his doctorate at this point. Leave that man alone, man.
A doctorate man. But I'm like, that's why I said, as long as they don't get injured up like they did last year, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody was hurt.
Look, I can agree with y'all. Look, I think there still needs to be some more beef in the trenches for sure. I don't know what's coming back on the offensive line side of the ball. I heard that the center that we had this year, he was trying to gain another year of eligibility. Who knows what happens with that? So it'll be a lot of mix and matching. They signed 2 offensive linemen just recently over the last 48 hours. But I would like to see a little bit more signings in the trenches. And the safety room. Look, both of the safeties, the starting safeties that left out this year, gone, Bayard, Texas A&M. Haven't heard anything about John Slaughter yet. And
I mean, I know where he's going.
Yeah.
But he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, so I don't know where he signed yet.
He's gonna be at Georgia State.
Oh, here we go. Hey, the pipeline from CU to Georgia State, huh? That's great. You wild, man. That's a pipeline. CU to Georgia State. RD,
yeah, man. I think Coach Brown was talking about he's trying to help him get in school, but he's going to Georgia State.
But yeah, the safety room, because right, shout out to being finna set, man, one of the original Buffs, man. But I ain't trying to see you back there this year. At least not starting, brother. Maybe
he been talking to all the recruits. They say Ben pulling them in the room, checking them.
That's what he should do, though. He the longest tenured, one of the longest tenured players on the team.
So
he's not the longest tenured.
He the mascot.
No, man, don't do him like that.
You said he the one that carried the flag on the field and do like that, stick it in the ground. You know we was talking about
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, look, the safety room probably needs some addressing. What's his name? Carter. He had his opportunity this year, whether it be bad play or just health. It just did not come to fruition for Carter Stoudemire. So look, man, salute to them. But anything could happen, better play up front definitely helps. Better play in the back half of it.
So you telling me Stoudemire coming back?
Yeah. Why would he come back?
I mean, because I thought he was going to go to I don't even know, man. I thought he was well, I guess Bayard left, so I mean, him and Ben gonna be the same.
Don't say it, Greg. I thought he was been at Jackson State too. We thought he'd been at Georgia State too. We know that JR. Hey, we know that JR dog. Go ahead. JR. Stoudemire should have been the first one to hit that transfer portal.
B-Watch time out, man. No.
First of all, where's B-Watch talking from? Is he coming from the sky?
RD.
Yeah. He in the room with RD.
You know Stoudemire couldn't play. He
could not play.
Like that, man. No, he can't play. All the reason he's on the team because of his relationship, his dad's relationship with Coach Prime.
Stoudemire, one of the best special teams players we got on the team. And I ain't moving off of that. He one of the best special teams players we have.
What's up, Greg? Happy New Year to you, dog.
I'm trying to see where you at.
Hey, I'm on the road, man. I'm almost there. I get there. Y'all beat off by the time I get there.
You in the audio.
Yeah, he in the audio.
Yeah, I'm in audio.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Stoudemire, man, maybe I thought he would go to Memphis. He could have went to Memphis with your boy.
See, here you go. He got games.
I'm saying he'll show out at Memphis, boy. He'll look good in that blue.
Ben, he's still there? Ben still there?
Not leaving. Ben
is checking the boys in like the big dogs.
Oh, man.
Hey. In the room.
That's what he should do.
Ben was out there jumping around saying, hey, he coming over there. They coming over there. Wait a minute, man. I said, damn, they ran the play over there by Ben. Like he the defensive coordinator.
You ain't right, man.
Ben is the white Coach Prime. Ben is checking them boys in the room, lining them up on the wall, like big brother Fred. Like Ben is that.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
That's what started saying.
No. He ain't got the
Not
start.
the gun on the punt team. The gun on the punt team don't do that.
He ain't got the start, but he could be a contributor within the locker room in other ways. But yeah, I think they still looking for starting safeties.
He's over recruiting.
But I like what they did, more particularly in the linebacker room. With the hiring of a linebacker coach, shout out to B. Watts, you know what that means. And then look, you got ESPN Lamprey. And then you got Leona Leafile. So look, I like that, man. Some guys with some high production. And look, the stars aligned. I'm sure all of us have probably heard it by now. Lamprey saw Coach Prime on the plane. Hey, I'm at the portal. I'm in the portal. Come get me. And Coach called up Box, look him up. He got him. Yeah. And I'm looking at the film. The boy, he everything that you like about him, Greg. He got big arms, no Diddy.
Yeah.
And he's fast to the hole and he can read. So I'm just saying.
But get what? Then they're gonna say, see what happened with Coach Prime, get his butt there and recruit, get on the plane and go out. Magic happened. he went down with the we coming
on a commercial plane at that. Wasn't even private.
We coming on the wall. We coming. He recruit better when he out. You see what I'm saying? When he out there getting on planes and stuff. That's how he got him. He went out.
Get on a commercial plane, not a private jet.
Yeah, get on regular planes. He able to recruit better. That's what they're gonna say. Because outside of that, old boy, he would have been. I don't know. He probably would end up at Colorado State or something. I don't know where he would end up at.
Yeah. Well, look. The portal is the portal, man. And we made a big splash today. Like I said, the young man from Texas, he coming with some playing experience. He wasn't just no reserve guy. He was the actual starter next to Anthony Hill Jr. that's going off to the NFL. So that's good right there. So we got 2 starting linebackers coming in and ready to wreak some havoc. But also,
I heard it was 3.
Well, the one guy from New Mexico State, he didn't play last year. He was injured. Now, he was highly productive in 2024. 2025, he didn't play due to injury.
Then you got them 2 little young freshmen who we thought was going to have to play. Big boys.
Yeah. So, look.
And then you got Goldberg.
Special team demon, man. I think they filling out the roster pretty good. But look, a little sneaky hire occurred, RD. We talked about it just a little bit yesterday. But Josh Sniblett, former Alabama coach, high school football coach, hired as the tight end coach for CU, won a lot of games, over 100-some plus games, won in the state of Alabama.
Gainesville
very
now.
Successful.
Gainesville in Georgia now.
Yeah, very successful at Hoover, Alabama. Then he matriculated himself over to Gainesville, Georgia, and won a lot of games there, got them deep into a few playoff runs. But now he's a tight ends coach at CU. And look, that was an area that needed a lot of help. You think he bringing in help, RD?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a good choice. Sounds good to me.
That's future, though.
Okay.
That's future because that's going to help with all this between him and Marion. That's next year and the year after that. As far as recruiting these high school boys, that's going to help with that part. Not necessarily portal. They got the portal down, but these high school boys that they're going to have to be getting, you go from Hoover to Gainesville. That's a fun fact. Deshaun Watson was at Gainesville back in the day.
Okay.
That was back in the day when he put Gainesville on the map. Nobody really checking on no Gainesville back then. But yeah, this is a guy who probably gonna be high school personnel, high school recruiting, know this mindset of a high school player, developmental high school player. And but again, I am gonna be real with y'all. This portal thing is scary. Like worse than us getting hype about winning every year is worse than the players coming. I love Bo, and then 8 months from now they like, I like to thank Colorado for blessing me with opportunity, but I'm gonna be entering to the transfer portal. That transfer portal is ruthless.
That's why I can't get excited about the portal at all.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I get excited about it. It's the nature of it right now.
No, that ain't no nature. Cause think about it. Texas just lost a starting linebacker.
They did
a year.
They lost a starting receiver.
ESPN, he just got Bowling Green. Bowling Green just gave him a shot from Dayton. That was his to come up. He had one good year. He jumped to Colorado. This thing here, man. People they jump, man. They have a good year. They I don't know if they're chasing the money or what, but it's like these are starters. We used to talk about you gonna get the scum, the leftover. Starters are leaving. Starting quarterbacks. We about to see Georgia go against possibly. Well, not Georgia because Georgia lost, but we were hoping to see Georgia go against Bet. Bet was the starter and said, "I'm going to Miami. Forget y'all." He had the starting position. It's not like these people leaving. They need the backup. I can see backup leaving. These starters are leaving. They'll go to 4 different schools. Just I like different color jerseys.
Look, I love it. Look, as much as
what about the grade? What about the transcript? Are they going with them or what?
They flunking out. Because them grades ain't
that's the only thing. Now, that's the only thing.
Credits ain't transferring out of state.
Graduate.
Credits ain't transferring. You're gonna lose a whole year eligibility. Whole year.
Bro. But look, from what we've seen,
what about the ones that don't
transfer players from Colorado? They graduate.
What about the ones don't get no chance to go to the NFL? What they gonna fall back on? If they ain't got that degree.
Well, they better invest their money.
They gonna fall back on the online degree trying to finish it when they 50 years old.
That's crazy, man.
I still got 5 more credits. Man, you've been nickel and diming, but you know what happened? Every year you transfer, you lose a year. You gonna need all. You gonna be Tyler Brown. You gonna need all 7 of them years, 7, 8 years to graduate.
Bro, he working on his doctorate. Leave him alone.
He might, but you gotta think about it because he did graduate. But I'm saying a lot of these kids ain't graduate. They graduate into another school, so they like. Your freshman year, you at Colorado. Your sophomore year, you at Louisville. your junior year. Forget that you are how many years of eligibility you have. How many of them credits is moving?
Exactly.
It's moving.
You're still a freshman.
Yeah.
You don't went to 4 schools. You're still a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing is lining up a academic degree that all schools where the credits can transfer, because universities specialize in certain things, right? So if you at Colorado and you getting an agriculture degree, but then you think you about to go play at some random school at Dartmouth or something like that. Dartmouth don't
That's
have
not a
no
random
agricultural
school.
study, but they don't have no agricultural
These kids ain't thinking about
department.
no degree.
So
No prime
when
saying
they
they
leave
downgrading
one
their
school
degree.
and go to the next, if them credits not transferring, then that's the bad thing. But
Coach
what I
Prime
will say,
just
Coach
said it.
Prime has done a great job of bringing in young men and letting them know an education is still feasible to obtain here at Colorado. Because we saw it with a lot of those transfer players, especially the first year. They came in, they was graduating. Second year, they was graduating. So
What they
we
graduating
love to
with,
see
though?
it, man.
Did he ask you? He said these kids are downgrading their degree just to a general
Look.
studies degree.
Look,
General
look.
studies, into what they call it, interdisciplinary.
Yeah, look, they got the degree, Greg.
It
I
used to
don't
be a
know what the
psychology
degree is
degree.
in.
They ain't even get. They like, let's give me the
I'm
paper.
just saying.
They told us that 30 years ago. Give me the paper. The paper don't matter no more. They don't even care
Yeah,
about your
it
degree
don't.
no more. So what is
It
your
don't.
paper gonna do? Your general studies, interdisciplinary degree, and then you combine 4 different degrees just to get the credits, and you graduate, and it's like, boy, you can't even get a job at Walmart for that.
Yep, that's right. That's
Like,
right.
hey, well, you want a business degree?
You're
like,
right.
I got interdisciplinary, and where does that go? I don't know. I don't know where that
Look,
fits. That ain't
man,
on nobody's
look.
resume list. Hey,
They
tell
gotta
you
get their
degrees
money
they
when they
want.
can, man.
Oh,
They gotta
great.
get their
Long
money
time you
when they
see the
can.
interdisciplinary on the list of degrees, like we want a accounting degree, business, marketing. And
Hey,
it's like,
Greg, I know what they could do. They could be a head coach.
they
They
gonna be a head coach.
That's
Put a
all.
brand.
Yeah, you can be a head coach.
At
A
Pee Wee
position
League
coach?
football, Pee Wee League.
Oh man, see.
No,
They're
for
not even
real.
gonna get a head coach job at a high school.
Last question, Greg. Me and RD then gave our record predictions. RD kind of tough on Coach Prime, but we gave our record prediction. How many wins is needed for Coach Prime in Colorado next year?
I don't even think it's a win thing. I mean, I think he got to win at least 8. But
God, 8?
yeah, because he got to go
Then
back
they
to where
might
he
win the
was.
Big 12 next year. 8 wins might win the Big 12 next year.
He got to win the Big 12. This is why I say that. Because
Wow.
you played
Wow,
garbage. No, you played garbage this year, and they tried to give you all the games, and you gave it back. You played hot garbage. K. Salter was throwing the ball sideways, upside down. Staub was throwing it right to him. Then you got the doggone line. The defense was just letting people run all over, and you still was in all the games.
Yes.
You sit up there
One
and played
score,
hot
right.
garbage, and you almost beat Georgia Tech. You played hot garbage. Houston didn't take off until the end, and Staub was playing. You played hot garbage against TCU. You was in the game with them. You was in a hot garbage with BYU. Did they not make it all the way to the end? You was against them. You played hot garbage against Arizona State. Was you not in that game? You was in all these games. You was in, of course, West Virginia. You was in that game. Kansas State. You got all these games you was in. Arizona, the only one really pulled away a little bit from you. Everybody else pulled away at you at the end because you just laid down and let them get 2 touchdowns in like 5 minutes at the end of the game. But you played hot garbage. Your defense was playing tag. I guess they thought they were playing flag football or 2-hand touch because they was touching them.
That's so true.
Now you got real linebackers, which really could have been a difference in this season, honestly. The linebackers, for me, with a difference with you winning at least about 3 more games, right? Which puts you in the conversation because everybody's beating each other.
I asked Greg about a win total. He talking about the linebacker. You got a win total, Greg.
I gave you. I said he got to win 8, but I said he can win the conference if his defense plays. That's why I'm going back to the defense because the offense gonna put up 30 points a game. He gonna do that anyway. So all your defense guys is don't give up 30 points a game.
All right. Final thoughts, RD. Final thoughts. What you got?
I believe he needs to win at least 7 games to even, be relevant.
Man, you said 12-0 last night. See how she switched up, chat? RD said 12-0, Big 12 championship,
what he
college
gotta
football
win.
playoff
You
win. She said they got to go 16-0 last night, or he's gonna be fired. Nah, she ain't say that, y'all.
At least 7 to even be in the conversation and possibly keep his job.
Man, that man got to win this conference, man. He got to win this conference this year. And I don't know what the schedule gonna be, but he got to win this conference because all these so-called great teams who was in it for this last year, he didn't play Texas Tech. That's good. He didn't play them. But everybody else, he beat Iowa State. He can beat all these teams. With the garbage teams, the better coaching, the garbage teams, they're not even knowing who the quarterback was going to be.
Well, he has a better chance just because Pat Schumer is no longer there. That helps.
But they actually going to know who the quarterback going to be outside halfway through the season. So Juju get in there knowing he going to play. Juju going to play better than he played this year. Going to be more experienced. They got to go with the Juju. They got all them track speed guys out there. They're going to put up 30 points a game. I'm telling y'all, it's simple math. As long as that defense is stubborn enough to give up 25 points and less, they going to have a winning season. That's just how it goes.
Well, Greg, you said 8. RD, you said 7.
I said,
thoughts, Greg,
gotta
get us
win.
out of here.
I think they can get 10. I think they can get 10 to 11.
Gotta win 8. Give us your final thoughts, Greg, and get us out of here, man.
My final thoughts is this is going to be a good season for Colorado. I almost gave up hope because it was looking really bad. It was looking dire. I mean, then he went and got Marion, you know, and I knew them boys was going to come after Marion. Once I heard about his reputation, I knew that the boys was going to want to play for him. So I say, well, this is the best thing Coach Prime could do. So this is going to be a good season for him. It helped people like us to put some wind back in ourselves. Because it's hard talking about sorry football. I can't do it. It get on your nerves. I hate watching sorry football. I don't even watch football unless it's good football. So to have to watch sorry football, that's abusive to me. Especially all the games come on at like 10 o'clock. I hope that don't happen this year. So hope all the games, half the games, 90% of the games don't be at 10 o'clock at night. That's what I say. But it's Colorado.
All right. Well, it was a great show. Hey, shout out to B Watts, man. The maestro himself back there working the keyboard, driving. Get home safe, B Watts. If you're not home already, get home safe, sir. Shout out to Greg. Said it, RD for holding us down in the chat, for always being live. Everybody down in that chat, thanks for the support tonight. We felt the welcoming of your words in that chat room. Everybody said we did a great job, y'all. B Watts might just keep us around a little bit longer. He's gonna keep us around a little bit longer. But that's it. That's all I got for tonight, man. B Watts will be back tomorrow, solo, dolo. And who knows? He might come after me. He might come after RD. Who knows? Greg, he might come after you because you kind of talk about his team, the Cleveland Browns. You know how you feel about the Browns. So, chat, have a good night. Panel, Greg, RD, have a good night. B Watts, we out, baby.
Are you practicing to practice or you practicing to be great? Which way am I going?
Today, bus coming, you on the way.